What's going on YouTube? It's me again, First Chew Review, back again for another review of something to eat, something that's around me. Before I get started, I just want to say like, share, subscribe. Anything helps. Also, I always forget to say this, but if you have any comments of what I should eat, what I should talk about, anything, don't be afraid to leave a comment because I will look at it and I will most likely make a video. Since I'm still new and all that stuff, I'll do one later on too, but you know, I'll most likely talk about it or go out and get it to eat, review it, bring it back, talk about anything else anyone wants me to talk about. So this video today, I'm going to be reviewing a burrito place that's near me, and also I'm going to be talking about reviewing a movie that I just saw recently called The Menu. So I thought of a little name for this section. I have multiple sections I have ideas for, but this one I'm just calling Mukbangs and Movie Reviews, right? So we're gonna just talk about whatever food I'm eating. First we'll review the food, and then halfway through we'll switch over to the movie aspect and just talk about that for a bit. So without further ado, let's see what's on the menu. Okay, so we have a place right here called Fresh Burrito. And it is open really late. I think it's open till like 6 in the morning. It's open super late. I just went Googling, seeing what I could find right now because it's super late. And what I found was Fresh Burrito, and it's open till 6 in the morning. So I was like, you know, let me go. I haven't made a video since like last week. Let me just go like make one right now. Find it and make one right now. So there it is. I got the kapow shrimp. It is shrimp, rice, cheese, sour cream, hot sauce. I don't really get and burrito sauce. I don't get much on my burritos, so definitely going to enjoy this. So let's see. We're gonna take the first chew here, the first bite. All right. It's not bad. You know what? I could chalk it up to the fact I don't get much things on my burrito, but it's not bad. It's not the best. Like, it just tastes like fried shrimp. I honestly thought there'd be like some sort of sauce on the shrimp. I think there is sauce on the shrimp, but I can't really taste it. But it's not too bad. So the places that are usually near me, or the biggest burrito places that are near me, right, are Burrito Boys and this. A little side note, I get sidetracked all the time. I notice a lot that I'll be like talking and I'll eat and chew and then finish my sentence later. I should probably finish my sentence and then eat, but I don't know. Whichever one works. But the next one that's close to me is Burrito Boys. Burrito Boys is huge. Watching this video, you probably heard of it, been to it a million times. Another bite. So, yeah, I go to Burrito Boys a lot. Well, at least I used to. Actually, I haven't been to Burrito Boys in a long time just because I had a bad experience with them, and I'll play that right now. So, during COVID, you know what? It's actually not their fault too, because it was during COVID. Basically, I used to go there a lot during COVID, and then a few times that I went, it was taking so long to get my food. It took me, I think, 45 minutes just to get a steak burrito. So after that, I was like, I'm not going back here. Also, a lot of times when they give me food, halfway through the eating the burrito, because I'll get a steak burrito, it'll get super dry, and it'll be to the point where I can't eat it anymore. So then I just wouldn't eat it, or I just leave it and be like, you know what, I'm not gonna eat this. I'm just gonna leave it. So I just haven't been there since. But it's not bad. You know what? I was trying to decide whether to get this or the buffalo chicken, and something was telling me I should get the buffalo chicken, but I was like, you know what? This one said new on the menu. It literally said new, so I was like, okay, you know what? I have to try something new. But then it occurred to me, everything is new to me. So it really makes no difference. No. No. It really makes no difference. But, yep. They have a lot of things on the menu. I also saw a buttered chicken one. A buttered chicken burrito. I'm definitely going to try that. I'm not the biggest, even though I am brown. I'm not the biggest fan of brown food. And the reason for that is because I'm the type of person that if I do something a lot or have something a lot when I'm growing up, me as an adult now, I don't really like it. So, for example, I grew up playing soccer, watching FIFA and all that stuff. And now that I'm older, I do not like soccer. Not that I don't like it. Obviously, it's a good sport. It's fun to play. But like recreation, but like in leagues and with your friends and stuff like that, I can't do it. I just can't do it. And the same goes to me with like Indian food. I'm not Indian, by the way, but Indian food, like food just like that. Now that I'm older, I'm just like, I don't really like this that much. I don't want to eat this that much. But butter chicken, I will go out of my way to get because it is actually really good. I'm gonna buy a food processor specifically to make butter chicken. We'll see. Final bite of this burrito. You also don't put enough. Okay, so that's another thing. I have a problem with this one. They also don't put enough shrimp. So that last bit of burrito right there was just rice, cheese, and like a bit of sauce. That was it. Unfortunate. Coke Zero. Now this would be Mukbang Movie Reviews without now reviewing the movie. So now that we're on the other half of the burrito, we're just going to go ahead and review the movie, the menu. So I went and saw it the other day, and it features quite a bit of people. It features Anya Taylor-Joy and a few other people. I also remember seeing that it was either directed or produced in part by Will Ferrell, which actually surprised me because I didn't know he directs or produces. I love movies I didn't know he directs or produces. Well, I guess some movies that he's in, or a lot of movies that he probably does either write, direct, or produce, because he's been in the industry for so long. He most likely has a really big say in what he does. So I just didn't pay too much attention to that, but Anya Taylor-Joy's in it, and John Leguizamo's in it. My guy, John Leguizamo. I haven't seen that guy. I think that's how you say his name. But I haven't seen him in such a long time, and he's also in this movie. And I think everyone did an outstanding job in the movie. So I just, you know what? I seen the poster for it, and I didn't know what it was about. I didn't watch a trailer for it either. I just saw that it was go for another bite here. I just saw that it was rated like 90%. So I said, let me go see it. So I went to go see it, and honestly, stood out to me. It was such a good movie in my opinion. Basically, it's about these group of people who pay to go to this island, and on this island there's a restaurant with a really famous chef, and he has innovative dishes. And it's one of those things where the eating is like an experience, where you focus on the experience rather than the food, right? I'm going to try to make this spoiler free so more people can watch this video, because if I put spoilers in it, I'm obviously going to put that there's spoilers in it. Less chance of people watching, so I'm just going to put spoiler free. Plus, it's pretty new. I don't want it to ruin it for anyone. Another bite. So as far as my expectation goes, I was expecting it to be good, but not as good as I thought it would be. But then, there's one thing I saw as a horror movie, a horror comedy movie. Horror comedy and black like satire movies or black comedy movies are also hit or miss for me, because sometimes the humor doesn't stick for me personally. But my expectations were blown away. This movie was very good, in my personal opinion. The pacing was really nice too. The movie did not overstay its welcome. I will say that. The movie's like an hour and 40 minutes long. it did not overstay its welcome. It came in, made a point. You saw everything you need to see. Your questions were answered for the most part, and it left. Like I said, everyone did a good job. People did a good job of making you feel for them whenever something was happening in the movie. And nothing was really extremely stand out. Like, it wasn't like a movie where you'd see and you'd be like, wow, that person deserves an award for this, right? It wasn't anything like that because it is a horror and comedy movie. Although there are movies that are horror movies that have outstanding performances, like Toni Collette, that's her name. Hereditary, oh my goodness. And the guy from the Naked Band brother, you know what I'm talking about, that guy. Also, outstanding performances. I thought it was a very good movie. But the concept was very different in the movie. It was very unique. I would tell you what happens more in it. But I feel like if I do, it'll kind of ruin the movie. Because I feel like that's a movie you should go into. But maybe expectations that it should be good. But not expectations of what it's totally going to be about. Because the movie had very funny moments. It also had very sad moments. There is one moment in particular with the old man that is very weird and creepy, but also very sad and tragic. And I feel like it has a lot to do with like how people are, like the complexities of people's feelings and how they deal with certain situations. Everyone sees it, they'll most likely know what I'm talking about because it's a very weird situation. It has to do with an old man. It is a very weird situation. Next bite. Another reason why the movie, in my opinion, is so good is because it's a horror movie, but it kind of transcends the genre of horror. Even though it's a comedy movie too, comedy isn't the main focus. So that's a big thing, the problem that people have with horror comedies, at least the people that I spoke to or know, is that when they see horror comedy, it's like they can't fuse the genres together properly. Ends up being weird because they're two genres that kind of contradict itself. Horror is supposed to be scary and comedy is supposed to be funny, make you feel. Comedy makes you feel up and horror makes you feel down. It's like depressing and sad. This is like a masterful blend of both, and that's what I think about horror movies. Except for Conjuring, for example, and Hereditary, and any other like really, really, really good horror movie. Movies that have that are horror comedy, like I'm pretty sure Get Out is placed as a horror comedy. However, the concept and the execution for the movie is so good, and comedy is just a little aspect in the movie. Like, there's funny parts in the movie, but it doesn't define what the movie is. Just like how the horror doesn't define what the movie is. There's so many things that define what the movie is. Why Get Out is so incredible, because the story is just incredible. The little details, attention to details are so incredible. It transcends the genre of horror. Because in a nutshell, horror doesn't necessarily produce the best movies nowadays. Like, you'll look at La Llorona and like the Conjurings after the second one and things like that, and they're not incredible movies by any stretch of the imagination. They're like okay to watch, but they're not any incredible. But like when you see Hereditary, it's just incredible. It's like a modern day classic for the horror genre. And horror movies aren't necessarily the only movies that do this. One type of movie that I think really does this, where the genre kind of holds back the movie's creativity, are superhero movies. So superhero movies in my opinion aren't the best or creative movies. They're really good, they're really fun to watch, like Infinity War, Endgame, Thor Ragnarok. All these movies are extremely good. But the movie, in my opinion, that is the best out of all of them is Logan, is because Logan also kind of transcends a superhero movie. It is a superhero movie, but it's more about like the emotion and the journey of him going with Charles and X-23, I think is what his daughter's name is, and like taking her somewhere. It's more about emotion and connection rather than it's about superhero and superpowers and defeating an enemy. The enemy they're fighting is very much human, very much human, but it's just like he's kind of fighting society in a sense, because now he's like one of the few people of a dying race of people that they're trying to kind of exterminate, right? That movie is so good. It's so impactful. And I feel like it kind of redefines superhero movies in a way. It made me believe that superhero movies should all be like Logan, should all be R-rated, or Deadpool. Deadpool is another good example. Deadpool is a superhero movie, but the writing in it is so good. It is kind of the opposite of what I said about Logan, because Deadpool is very much rooted in the superhero aspect of it, but just the writing of it and the story and the execution of it is so much different than all these other movies, especially since Disney's like shooting out movies like this. A lot of the creativity and a lot of the time and focus takes to make these movies are just not there. And it's unfortunate. That's why I always appreciate to see a horror movie, because horror movies are churned out really quickly, especially during Halloween time. Oh my goodness. Churned out so fast. But there's so many movies that I'm looking forward to though. Non-horror related, The Whale. Supposed to be Brendan Fraser's comeback. And I think he deserves it. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be a great movie. I hear nothing but the movie's incredible. Another movie is called Disappointment Boulevard by Ari Aster. Ari Aster, same guy who made Hereditary and Midsummer, is coming out with another movie called Disappointment Boulevard. I just said that, but yeah. And it's gonna feature Joaquin Phoenix, which is incredible. Can't wait to see it. There are other movies that I've seen recently that I will review and talk about, but this is the one I've just seen most recently, so I'll talk about it. Some of the movies I've seen recently were Decision to Leave, She Said, the movie about Harvey Weinstein. All pretty good movies. I'll talk about them in a different video where I have something else to eat, because I don't want to make the videos too long. I do want to keep them under 20 minutes. This one's 21 minutes now, but I think after I cut it, they'll go down to 19. Maybe a bit higher, but you know, we'll see. So this burrito wasn't really the best. I'll probably give it like a 6 out of 10. That's one thing I didn't do in my last two videos, is rate the food at the end. I'm so sad. So for this one, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too great. I'm probably not gonna get this particular one again. I'll get the buffalo chicken one. I think it's spicy or crispy buffalo chicken, so I'm definitely gonna get that next time. And that was my review of The Menu. The Menu was a great movie. I think you guys should all definitely see it. I'll do music reviews and stuff like that too. So my other concepts are Mukbangs Movie Reviews, Mukbang Music Reviews, and then I'll talk about stories from my life, and I'll call it Mukbangs and Memories. You know, just a little like play on words, but I'll do that. But for those who stayed to the end of the video, thank you for staying to the end of the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, comment on any topics you want, any food you want me to eat, any music you want to review, any shows you want to review, movies, any topics you want to discuss, things that's happening in life, just anything. I will talk about anything. If I don't know about it, I'll research it just for you guys. So yeah, peace.